Right, yeah. So yeah, good morning, students. Today is the last class for the mechanics for the second unit. Let me see. So we okay. This is what we completed this, I guess. Yeah. So this one we completed, right?
Yeah,
Completed.
sir. Yes, sir. Completed, sir.
Yesterday అయిపోయింది సార్ అది.
Yeah. Did you understand this?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Right. So I'm going to connect this. So the next slide is, which is actually, I don't want this, I'll explain this later. Yeah. Euler equation is also very, very important one. Why it's this? Let me stop it and right. Euler equations. What are actually Euler equations? Tell me. So, I mean, let me explain. Euler is a scientist. So he was trying to explain the relation between the torque, angular momentum, and angular velocity. These three things. So what are the quantities? Let me explain again. He was trying to explain the
Torque.
motion of objects with there are two references, especially listen these words. There are two frames beta. One frame is space frame. I mean, see, with respect to you, suppose there are A and B is there, right? With respect to A, B is moving, right? So when you're comparing the two objects, there is a motion. If you consider only one object, the motion is different. But when you are considering the object B motion with respect to A, it's completely different. So to explain this kind of reference or relative motion, Euler is a scientist, proposed some equations, and he was trying to explain the relation between the torque, angular momentum, angular velocity. To and he first point, you can, if you read that, the objects are basically here he's trying to connect the three axes. You can have the tensors. We talk about tensors here. When I say tensors, you have a x, y, z. Okay, three-dimensional motion we are talking about here. Okay, and we always write the inertia tensor as a diagonal matrix relative to the axes, and I'm going to explain this inertia tensor later. And here angular momentum vector can be written like this better. So L is the angular momentum. It is a function of angular velocity. L is the angular momentum vector. It is a function of the lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, omega 1, omega 2, omega 3. So omega 1, omega 2, omega 3 are the angular momentum, sorry, angular velocity components. So omega 1, omega 2, long answer question beta this is. So these three are the three angular velocities along the three dimensional, okay, three axis. Okay, very good. Then in the accelerating rotating, I mean, suppose the body is moving with respect to A, we call it as a rotating frame. What do you call it? Body frame or rotating frame we call it. The body which is moving we call it, I mean, remember guys, ఇక్కడ రెండు బాడీస్ ఉంటాయి బిడ్డ. ఒకటేమో మూవింగ్ బాడీ, ఇంకోటేమో రెస్ట్ బాడీ. మూవింగ్ బాడీనేమో రొటేటింగ్ బాడీ కదా, మోషన్ ఉన్నటువంటి బాడీ అంటాము. రెస్ట్ లో ఉన్న బాడీనేమో స్పేస్ ఫ్రేమ్ అంటాం. దిస్ ఇస్ స్పేస్ ఫ్రేమ్. మూవింగ్ ఫ్రేమ్, స్పేస్ ఫ్రేమ్. Moving frame, space frame. You can see this is moving space frame. This is a moving frame. అంటే body is moving. The frame which we talk about body frame is the body is moving, and the space frame is you are talking with respect to this. అంటే స్పేస్ దృష్ట్యా బాడీ ఎలా మూవ్ అవుతుంది అనేది యూలర్ ఈక్వేషన్స్ బట్ వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ దిస్ ఈక్వేషన్. For that I'm going to little bit explain. First let me first one is this first point you have to write it, but you don't need to write exactly. Here we consider the three principal axes x, y, z, and we write them inertia tensor along the diagonal matrix relative to the relative and with respect to something to the axis of x, y, z. And angular momentum, what is that? Angular momentum vector L can be function of these, can be function of lambda 1 omega 1, lambda 2 omega 2, lambda 3 omega 3. Okay, and we define, second point is we define the two frames better. We define the two frames. One is the body frame, the other one is space frame. Very important points. What is the body frame, sir? The frame in which object is moving is called body frame. అంటే ఇది మూవ్ అవుతున్నటువంటి బాడీని బాడీ ఫ్రేమ్ అంటాం. Space frame is a frame where you observe that. Okay, it's like a non-rotating frame. We call it, this is a non-rotating frame. Traditionally we call it as a space frame. Read here, in the accelerating, which means rotating frame, the body will be called the body frame. The body is stationary with respect to the rotation, that is called non-rotating frame or space frame. అర్థమైందన్నా ఇక్కడ పాయింట్, సెకండ్ పాయింట్?
ఎస్ సార్, ఎస్ సార్.
ఫస్ట్ ఫ్రేమ్ ఇక్కడ బాడీ ఫ్రేమ్ లోనేమో బాడీ మూవ్ అవుతుంది, స్పేస్ ఫ్రేమ్ ఏమో రెస్ట్ లో ఉంటుంది. నేను ఇక్కడ ట్రైన్ పోతుంది, ట్రైన్ ఈజ్ మూవింగ్ బట్ ఐఎమ్ స్టాండింగ్ ఆన్ ద ట్రైన్ స్టేషన్, రైల్వే స్టేషన్. సో I'm consider myself as a space. The body
frame,
is moving,
train
is a rotating frame or body frame. Okay,
body frame.
That you have to keep in mind, and this is always helpful even if you go for masters. That's you have to remember that which is space frame, which is body frame. So that's clear, this point is clear. And here we can use the coordinates x, y, z as a coordinates in the space frame, and e1, e2, e3 are the unit vectors. Okay, in the direction of principal axis. So what are the e1, e2, e3? It's like ijk beta, ijk. These are the ijk unit vector. We are saying here i1, e1, e2, e3. Okay, so now x, y, z we know that ijk, instead of ijk we are writing e1, e2, e3. That's it. That's clear. Then moving into recall the time derivatives of the angular momentum. We know that. What is the torque definition? dl by dt. Is it clear, this one?
Yes, sir.
This is torque. What is torque? Torque is the one which is the rate of change of angular momentum, right?
Yes, sir.
టార్క్ అంటే ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు ఒక బాడీ మూవ్ అవుతుంది, రొటేట్ అవుతుంది అంటే దానికి టార్క్ ఉంటుంది.
ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ట్యాప్.
రైట్, స్పిన్నింగ్ టాప్ అందరికి తెలుసు కదా, బొంగరం అందరికి ఐడియా ఉందా?
ఎస్ సార్, ఎస్ సార్.
దట్ ఈస్ యాక్చువల్లీ దట్ హ్యాస్ అ టార్క్.
సార్ ట్యాప్ లో కూడా ఉంటుంది కదా సార్ టార్క్, అంటే ట్యాప్, వాటర్ ట్యాప్. వాటర్ ట్యాప్ సార్,
వాటర్ ట్యాప్ లో కూడా తిరగడం అంటే అంతే. బట్ ఫ్యాన్ ఒకటి, మోటార్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఆ మోటార్ తిరిగితే వాటర్ పంపింగ్ అవుతా ఉంటది. సో దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో టార్క్. సో టర్నింగ్ ఎఫెక్ట్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ టార్క్ అని కూడా అంటారు. టర్నింగ్ ఎఫెక్ట్ అంటే రొటేషన్ ఎఫెక్ట్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ టార్క్ అని ఆల్సో. సైంటిఫిక్ గా చెప్పాలంటే ఇట్స్ రేట్ ఆఫ్ చేంజ్ ఆఫ్ యాంగులర్ మూమెంటం అన్నట్టు. అక్కడ యాంగులర్ మూమెంటం చేంజ్ అవుతుంది ఎందుకంటే రేడియస్ వెక్టర్ కాన్స్టెంట్ గా ఉంటుంది, వెలాసిటీ చేంజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది ఇట్లా. సో ఆర్ క్రాస్ వి కదా, ఎంవిఆర్ కదా, ఆర్ క్రాస్ వి. సో ఎంవిఆర్ యాంగులర్ మూమెంటం కాబట్టి దిస్ ఈస్ చేంజింగ్ వి. సో అక్కడ ఏమవుతుందంటే రేట్ ఏ రేట్లో చేంజ్ అవుతుందని బట్టి టార్క్ వస్తుంది. సో డిఎల్ బై డిటి టార్క్. అండ్ దిస్ ఈస్ క్లియర్ నౌ. This is the body. This is what is this now? I am talking about this is a space frame. Okay, but we can transform this to the body frame also by adding the usual omega cross L. Manaku torque also can be defined as a omega cross L అని చెప్పి మనం prove చేసాం. అవునా? Did we prove this one?
Yes, sir.
లాస్ట్ క్లాస్లో టార్క్ రెండు డెఫినేషన్స్, ఒకటి డిఎల్ బై డిటి, ఇంకొకటి ఒమేగా క్రాస్ ఎల్. ఇది ఎలా వచ్చిందో ఐ హ్యావ్ ప్రూవ్డ్ బిఫోర్ ఇన్ ద ప్రీవియస్ స్లైడ్, రైట్? ఎంవిఆర్ నుంచి వచ్చింది చూడండి, రైట్? సో ఈ రెండు కూడా సమానం. అయితే ఇదేమో మనము స్పేస్ ఫ్రేమ్ తీసుకుంటాము, ఇదేమో బాడీ ఫ్రేమ్లకు వచ్చేస్తుంది. సో space frame must be equal to body frame plus omega cross L. This is the relation is very important beta. Euler equations వచ్చింది ఇక్కడికి వెళ్ళే. And this is called Euler equations. Euler అనే అంటాము. This is called Euler equation. So what is the Euler equation అంటే dl by dt with respect to space is equal to dl by dt with respect to body plus omega cross L. This is also torque, this is also torque, and this is also torque. Torque with respect to space must be equal to torque with respect to body plus omega cross L. Omega is the angular velocity, L is the angular momentum. So is it clear?
Sir, explain once.
Ekkada?
Second point, sir. Last no second.
లాస్ట్లో సెకండ్ ఏం చేస్తాం అంటే స్పేస్ అన్నప్పుడు నేను ఏం చెప్పాలా? ఇప్పుడు నేను ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాను, ట్రైన్ వెళ్తుంది. యాక్చువల్గా ఏంది నా దృష్టిలో ట్రైన్ వెళ్తుందంటే ట్రైన్ యొక్క యాంగులర్ మూమెంట్, ట్రైన్ యొక్క టార్క్, రైట్? నా టార్క్ ఇది, నా టార్క్ ఏమంటున్నా స్పేస్ టార్క్ మస్ట్ బి ఈక్వల్స్ టు ట్రైన్ టార్క్ ప్లస్ యాక్చువల్ టార్క్ వేరే ఉంటుంది దానికి. అంటే మనకు విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ మన దృష్టిలో కనిపించే టార్క్ ఒకటి ప్లస్ అక్కడనే అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే వచ్చే టార్క్ ఒకటి, అవునా? సో వాటి మొత్తానికి సమానం. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఇక్కడికి వెళ్ళి చూస్తుంటే అది పోతుంది అంటాను, బట్ యాక్చువల్లీ అక్కడ ఉన్నోనికి ఒక రకంగా కనిపిస్తుంది, దాని యొక్క స్పీడ్ నాకు ఒక రకంగా కనిపిస్తుంది. సపోజ్ నేను ఐఎమ్ సిట్టింగ్ ఎట్ మై హోమ్ అబ్జర్వింగ్ ద వెహికల్ అవుట్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ రోడ్ పక్కన ఉన్నోనికి ఒక రకంగా కనిపిస్తుంది, నాకు ఇంట్లోకి వెళ్ళి ఒక రకంగా కనిపిస్తుంది. సో వాట్ ఎవర్ ఐ అబ్జర్వ్ ఫ్రమ్ మై స్టేషనరీ ఫ్రేమ్ డిఎల్ బై డిటి దట్ మస్ట్ బి ఈక్వల్ టు డిఎల్ బై డిటి బాడీ ప్లస్ ఒమేగా క్రాస్ ఎల్. ఈ రెండింటిని కలిపి వచ్చేదే దీనికి ఈక్వల్ అవుతుంది అనేదే మన యూలర్ సైంటిస్ట్ ప్రపోజ్ చేశారు. ఓకేనా?
Okay, sir.
So this can be written as like this. How can we write this one? I can write L bar. ఎందుకంటే dl by dt we can also write as a L bar is equal to not again. Torque. I can write this as a torque. Torque must be equal to L bar plus omega cross L. I mean, you can also write like this. What is L bar? L bar is dl by dt. Okay, can I write it like this? And torque must be dl by dt. Okay, I can also write this is space. This torque space is equal to, this is a torque actually, L prime L. So when you go for mathematics, actually they write it first derivative ni ila rastaru, second derivative ni ila rastaru beta. When you write the first derivative dl by dt, we write one dot. When you go for d square L by dt square, we write it double dot. Okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what I mean, doesn't matter. Up to here, this is fine. This is okay. You just remember this, and this equation called Euler equation. And can anyone take the screenshot? 44 student, I just want to verify attendance. Google sheet and this and my Excel sheet. I want to do everything today because make sure all the participants should, all the students should attend classes. So just say one of you take the screenshot. Upender, you can take screenshot and send it to me. Don't post in the group, but you can send it to me. Right.
Okay.
So moving into the, so now you got to know that Euler equation, right? It's very simple. You are talking here, Euler was talking about two frames. One is space frame, the other one is body frame. If you want to get a space frame, torque must be equal to body frame torque plus omega cross L. That's what. So here you can write it like a, it didn't complete a long answer. It's still there. So as I mentioned, L is the function of L lambda 1 omega 1 lambda 2 omega 2 lambda 3 omega 3. So what are these, sir? Lambda 1 lambda 2 lambda 3, sir, ante ivi eigen values antar beta. What do you call it? Eigen values. You're going to learn in the mathematics, nana, ఇది చాలా తర్వాత మీరు ఫైనల్ ఇయర్ వరకు నేర్చుకుంటారు. బట్ రైట్ నౌ ఐగన్ వాల్యూస్ అంటే ఏమని అర్థం చేసుకున్నంటే, లైక్ మీరు మ్యాట్రిక్స్ లో ఇవి వస్తాయి కదా మేడం, మ్యాట్రిక్ ఈక్వేషన్ సాల్వ్ చేసేటప్పుడు వాల్యూస్ వస్తాయి కదా, XYZ.
Yes, sir.
When you solve the matrix,
yes sir, XYZ.
Gauss Jordan గానీ 3 methods లో మనం ఇన్వర్స్ మెథడ్ లో మనకు లాస్ట్
Inverse matrix.
yeah we
Matrix.
calculated there, right? So we call it like eigen values. To be frank, physics point of view చెప్పాలంటే this is like it tells the status of that vector. అంటే whether the suppose angular momentum యొక్క పాసిబుల్ వాల్యూస్ ఎక్కడ స్టేబుల్ గా ఉంటాయి, ఐగన్ వాల్యూస్, ఎనర్జీ లెవెల్స్. ఆటమ్స్ లో ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఒక ఎనర్జీ లెవెల్ నుంచి ఇంకొక ఎనర్జీ లెవెల్ కి జంప్ అవుతాయి. సో దాన్ని ఇండికేట్ చేస్తాయి ఐగన్ వాల్యూస్. లాంబ్డా 1 లాంబ్డా 2 లాంబ్డా 3. ఆ ఎనర్జీస్, ఈ లాంబ్డా 1 ఎనర్జీ లెవెల్ ఎక్కడ, ఎలక్ట్రాన్ లెవెల్స్ ఇండికేట్ చేస్తాయి. ఫిజిక్స్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో చెప్పాలంటే, మ్యాథమెటిక్స్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ దే డోంట్ టాక్ అబౌట్ ఎనీథింగ్, బట్ ఫిజిక్స్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో ద ఐగన్ వాల్యూస్ ఇండికేట్ eigen vectors of that particular energy level. So energy levels are there for a given atom. Okay, so in that basically, oh, what happened? Upender didn't join before. Can anyone admit him, Upender? Amen. Can anyone admit him? Someone can do that, right? I don't need to do it, right? Right. So so now we didn't complete that essay, but still, as I mentioned, L is the function of this. L prime, if I say L prime is dl by dt, right? So when I say that function is lambda 1, it's a value omega 1 comma lambda 2 omega 2 lambda 3 omega 3. So omega 1, again, what is the omega 1? d omega by dt, right? So first derivative, omega dot means first derivatives. So when I keep the dot here, lambda prime, L prime dl by dt, which is the function of derivative of angular velocities. So what are the omega 1, omega 2 beta? Tell me. Angular velocities, right? Angular velocities. So now previously we got only one equation, right? But this one, previously we got this equation. As I mentioned, this equation we got previous, L prime plus omega cross L torque. This equation we got it. So we are writing this into 3 equations, 1, 2, 3. Why, sir? Because here omega has a 3 vectors, omega 1, omega 2, omega 3, right? So L also is a vector quantity, L1, L2, L3, and again L becomes is the function of omega and moment of inertia. Again function of lambda 1 omega 1. So when I use all the stuff, so I can get it. What is this, guys? Tell me. Can I write this one like this? ఎవరికైనా అర్థం కాలేదా? లాంబ్డా ఎల్ డాట్ అంటే ఏం చెప్పండి? ఎల్ డాట్ అంటే ఇందాక చెప్పాను కదా, ఇది
DL by DT.
లాంబ్డా 1 ఒమేగా 1 డాట్ మైనస్ లాంబ్డా 2 మైనస్ లాంబ్డా 3 ఎలా వచ్చింది అంటే, మీరు దీన్ని ఏం చేయాలి బెట అంటే మ్యాట్రిక్స్ మెథడ్లో చేయాలి. సో మ్యాట్రిక్స్ మెథడ్లో నేను యూ కెన్ ట్రై ఇట్, బట్ ఒమేగా క్రాస్ ఎల్ మనము ఎట్లయితే మ్యాట్రిక్స్ మెథడ్లో వి సాల్వ్ ఇట్ రైట్. ఓకే, ఐ జే కే ఒమేగా 1 ఒమేగా 2 ఒమేగా 3. ఓకే, కెన్ ఎనీవన్ అడ్మిట్ హిమ్? సమ్వన్ జాయిన్ నౌ. I should make someone course to. Very good, Strengthener. Very nice. All of you, great. Thank you so much for joining today. So yes, it helps a lot. So 45, I think now only 10 members absent. 10 to 15 maybe, I still, but okay, it doesn't matter. Yeah, 45 is fine. So L1, L2, L3. So what we gonna get? Tell me here. I dot, right? Omega 2 L3 minus omega 3 L2, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
J omega 1
L3.
L3 minus
Omega.
L1 omega 3, right?
Yes.
Plus K omega
1 L2.
omega 1 L2 minus omega 2 L1.
L1.
So now one of them, so now here we got 3 equations, right? So now we have to substitute what is L1, L2, L3. So what is L1? So L1 is what? Lambda 1 omega 1, right? L2 is what? Lambda 2 omega 2. L3 is
Lambda
3 omega 3.
so you need to
Omega.
substitute those here in order to get this equation. Can you get it tomorrow? Can you get it, guys, tomorrow?
Okay, sir.
You just substitute here. You gonna get these values, right? And the remaining actually, first one we already there. First one here L1 is what? First one is what actually? Lambda 1 omega 1 prime minus you gonna get this term here. Okay? Then second one you gonna get here lambda 2 omega 2. You can get it from here. So I think you have to get all these equations by tomorrow. You try it, otherwise I'll help you. Okay?
Okay, sir.
So this one your job, and these equations gives the wow. Today I think we are going to go for half century.
Yes, sir.
Seems like flawless. Students are very much great actually. Hats up to you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, you have to show interest. One more thing I want to tell today. One of my student got 50 rank, state level rank in MSc Physics, Usman University.
Super, sir.
50 rank, state level rank in MSc Physics entrance. So he can get a seat anywhere, like Kakati University, Usman University, any university. If you want to seat, he can get it. So I am guiding him from my. I think Upender knows him actually. He's my has been guiding him last 5 years. So he's very much passionate to physics. He want to be a physics scientist. So I want to just inform you that physics is such a great subject, and he doesn't want to join in state level. He want to go for IIT for MSc Physics. So I told him to join this year. So he's writing IIT Physics again in February. He's writing MSc entrance in IITs. So you want to do MSc in IIT, then after that you want to go for abroad, USA, for MSc Physics, for PhD. So I guided him. So he has a passion towards the scientist. I told him you can continue. Initially, he was very much interested in mathematics, but I guided him. What are the differences between the mathematics and physics? Maths, you may not get a lot of excitement. Physics, you can feel and lot of excitement. Everything is physics, right? Maths is logically it's easy. I mean, as a MPC student myself also, I'm very much treat mathematics and physics equally. But after intermediate, I feel like something different taste in physics compared to mathematics. So I selected the physics. So which made me to go visit many countries, America, etc. So that helps a lot. I mean, physics definitely it's a really good subject, and if you really want to go and depth, you will be like Abdul Kalam, Einstein, etc. Okay, there are a lot of scientists. If you have passion to do research, okay. So I just want to bring that attention to you so that you feel like motivation. Physics is a very good subject. Don't treat like for exam purpose. Dig lot of YouTube classes are there, not only my classes. You can an academy app is there, you can also use this an academy. This app helps a lot to achieve your goals. Any subject. This is the material you can use any subject. An Academy app. You download this An Academy app in your phone and choose what is your passion. MSc Physics, Mathematics, or Chemistry, or Computer Science. Anything that you can keep there. And it has a lots of free, don't pay any amount. There are lots of free classes are there. They call you to pay, but don't you take only free version. And whatever they teach also, you can have all the unacademic classes are available in YouTube. So this is a wonderful app, An Academy. You can use this all app. IAS also, IAS, IPS, GRE. If you want to go America, TOEFL, IELTS, lots of information available in this app. And use this app to build your career. Okay, thank you. So as I mentioned, I don't have much time. So these equations can give the evolution of angular velocity in the frame of body, like motion, whichever body is there. But in general, they are difficult to use because they require knowledge of these component, torque 1, torque 2, torque 3, which is applied force, which is rotating frame, which is complicated actually. They are useful, however, in case where the torque is 0. This is very useful. See, when you don't apply the torque, all these equations go 0, right? So when you have the torque, it is a kind of tough to analyze this. But when the torque is 0, then these equations going to be very simple. We can analyze it. So we can apply these equations to the spinning top. Spinning top, very useful. You can apply these equations to motors, but only they are very useful if the torque equal to 0. So torque equal to 0, there, that is case we will discuss the spinning top. Meanwhile, there is a spinning, this is a very example, spinning top. We have the case that torque always perpendicular, tau 3 equal to 0 beta. In spinning top case, one of the torque equal to 0, and because why it's 0, the symmetric top. Symmetric top means the top is very symmetric. So lambda 1 is equal to lambda 2. We take it as a lambda 1 is equal to lambda 2. Two eigenvalues are same because spin ఇలా అవుతూ ఉంటుంది కదా, ఒకటే ప్లేన్ కాబట్టి lambda 1 కు lambda 2 అవుతుంది, lambda 3 equal to 0 అవుతుంది. ఇవి సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేయండి, ఇందులో స్పిన్నింగ్ టాప్ వస్తుంది. సో lambda 1 2 lambda ఇది lambda 1 lambda 2 ఈక్వల్ అయింది అనుకో, అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, దిస్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0. సో lambda 3 omega 3 డాట్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0 అవుతుంది. అప్పుడు ఈ యొక్క ఈక్వేషన్ స్పిన్నింగ్ టాప్ కి ఈక్వేషన్ వస్తుంది. Okay, so use this. This is the condition. They're going to ask competitive exam. What is the condition for a spinning top? So a lambda 1 is equal to lambda 2, lambda 3 equal to 0. Or if you don't want it, you can use this one also. So this means component of omega along symmetry axis is constant. Constant గా తిరుగుతూనే ఉంటుంది టాపిక్ spinning top. Okay, I'll show that video next class. How spinning top done. So now you understand these equations, and now you understand for spinning top, torque 3 equal to 0. This is equal to 0. If this is equal to 0, this is also equal to 0 because lambda 1 is equal to lambda 2. Right? So from here, this is equal to 0. Is it clear, Nana?
Yes, sir.
So remember these all points. Screenshot, take screenshot and note down in the notebook.
Okay, sir.
And try to get this equation by solving that cross product. If not, I'll teach you tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
So I think I have to conduct exam. Let me see if I can able to. Yeah, again here I mentioned it because it's equal to 0. I mean Euler equation with 0 torque. When you keep 0, you're gonna get these equations. All 0 torque. All 0 torque. In case of torque 0, Euler equation becomes this. You bring the other side, you will get this one. We will first consider this equation when 3 principal momentums are different, and then for spinning top, this is 0, this is equal to lambda equal to lambda 2. Okay, so these are the very basic stuff. Okay, what is the you don't need this one, you don't need this one. I just put for the MSc people. Yeah, first equation is enough. You just write this and write first point. That's enough. You don't need other. So rotation of order, this is also not so good. You don't need this. Okay, so you just write this. 12 marks. You just need some points, bullet points, and equations. That's it. So I'll revise this in the next class. Next class I'll talk about this symmetric top. Why the lambda 1 equal to lambda 2. We already talk about this equation, right? Yeah, we took the third equation and we made it this equal to what we did it. Lambda 1 is equal to lambda 2. So this entire equal to 0. So torque equal to 0. So final equation we get lambda omega 3 is constant. So it just rotate about this axis with a constant omega. That's it. This is spinning top. Okay.
Sir.
And there is a precision also. This derivation is there, but I'll teach you tomorrow. This one. This is no problem. So let me stop there. I'm going to. Does anyone has do you guys completed attendance? Any issues?
Completed, sir.
Yeah, I YouTube link also posted. You can subscribe that, and also attendance link also I'm posting it again. If anyone didn't, please finish it. And I have to go for final year class to conduct the online exam. For you also after Sankranti there will be exam in first unit. Okay, that
Only
will be
first.
considered as a final exams too. Like 20 marks directly comes from the internal exam. 20 marks, not like intermediate beta. ఇక్కడ 20 marks మా ఇంటర్నల్ మార్క్స్ ఫైనల్ మార్క్ మెమోలో వస్తాయి. ఓకే, సో బి కేర్ఫుల్, టేక్ సీరియస్. Any doubts?
Okay, sir.
For today class, please better just go through it. I mean, I think over this unit is over. Probably if time is available, can I take tomorrow to finish this unit?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I'll take tomorrow class. Then we'll have a holidays. Okay, for 3 days for Sankranti. After Sankranti, I'll keep the exam. Tomorrow, I'll just summarize and close this chapter unit. So if you have any doubt, also you can bring tomorrow. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a
Okay,
wonderful day. Any doubts?
Same to you, sir. No, sir.
No. But make sure you have to show me tomorrow notes also. I'm going to check notes also tomorrow. Doubts, notes, everything you have to, taking screenshot, it doesn't help better. You have to copy everything.